This one thing is at the core of your weight loss, and it's not diet, it's not food, it's not exercise, it's not pills, it's not injections. Let's get into it. I'm Nate Drew. I'm a rapid weight loss coach. I lost 70 pounds in 40 days. Let's delve into this. So I had a client who I've been working with for probably months, and she keeps waffling back and forth and trying different diets and trying a lot of different things. And I tell her every time, has nothing to do with what you're eating, has to do with what's in here. Has to do with your emotions, and it has to do with how you're viewing things. So, look, diet is important. It is. And so is exercise, and so are supplements. So all the things that you put in your body and do with your body, obviously they're very important to weight loss, but there's something even more important than what you're putting into your body or doing with your body. And that is your emotions. Your emotions control all of those things. Now, this client would go on hyper-ketosis for a day or two, and then she would decide she hates hyper-ketosis. So she'd say, well, I'm going to try this other thing. And so she would try that for a day or two, and then she would get off of that. Okay, I'm going to try this other thing for a day or two, and she'd get off of that. And every single time I'd remind her, look, this is not about the diet. This is not about the thing you're trying. This is about your emotions. And every single time she came back and said, you're right. So let's talk about the right emotions that you should be in for rapid weight loss. You need to be in a space where you want to accomplish that weight loss, but you're also satisfied with where you are. So have you ever noticed that those desires that you have that you want really, really, really badly take a long time or are very difficult to come to? And those ones that you kind of like, you're okay if they happen, you're okay if they don't. They help you, like you get them quicker. Let's talk about, I have a friend who would tour with Tony Robbins, and he would talk about his days as a kicker in football. And he was briefly a professional kicker in the NFL. And they have psychologists that help kickers. Kickers by far are the position that need the most psychological help. Because one way or the other, just a tiny, tiny little change changes the whole thing and they can miss. And so what these psychologists, their job is to get the kicker to be okay with it either way. Whether they hit or miss, they're okay with it. Because they know they want to hit it. Obviously, they want to hit the field goal. But as long as they can be okay with it either way and take that pressure away, then it's much easier to hit the field goal. This is true about just about everything in our life. When you give up, that resistance to the thing that you want, that's when you typically get it. My ex-wife and I, we tried for 7 years to have our first child. We went to all kinds of clinics and we tried everything we possibly could to have our first child. And it wasn't until we gave up, we just gave up and went on vacation, that we finally were able to have a child. This same thing happens with rapid weight loss. Look, you should be in a state where you don't have a bunch of resistance. You're okay if it happens, you're okay if it doesn't. But if you're able to follow the plan, you will lose the weight. And every single person that I have ever coached that has been on the plan has lost the weight. But it's being on the plan. And it's not that difficult to be on. Like, you're having fruits and vegetables and meat and all the things that you want anyway. So it's easiest to stay on plan when you make the decision to do it. But before you make the decision, before you get into that mental space where it's okay either way, it can be very difficult, especially if you've gone through a lifetime of being overweight or for many years of being overweight. Why? Because you expect to be overweight. Once you expect to lose the weight, then it's game over. You're going to lose the weight and you're going to be just fine. But you can't have a bunch of resistance in order to lose the weight. And there are all kinds of ways to get you into that space. The number one tool that I recommend is meditation. And I have meditations on my website, hyper-ketosis.com, on the product page. There are meditations that I created specifically to help you with rapid weight loss. But the best meditation is this. You wake up before the people in your house. You set a timer for 15 minutes. You turn out the lights and you close your eyes. And for 15 minutes, you focus on a sound in the room. It could be the hum of the refrigerator. It could be the AC, whatever that sound is. Now, your mind is going to wander. And when it does, you just bring your attention back to the sound. Just notice your mind wandered. It's okay, not a big deal. Bring your attention back to the sound. And you do that as many times as you need to during those 15 minutes with the intention that you're going to feel emotionally slightly better by the time that you're done. Now, if you do that every day, there is no question you're going to get into a state of non-resisted thought. That's the state you want to be in for rapid weight loss. And when I was in rapid weight loss, I did it every single day. That's how I was. That really is the biggest key to me losing 70 pounds in 40 days. And if you follow that every single day, you will too. It's just inevitable. All right, guys. If you need accountability, go to the link in my profile. There's coaching, group coaching, all the things that you're going to need for rapid weight loss if you need it. And if you have any questions, just message me. I'll do my best to answer your questions. Guys, transform your body, transform your life. You got this.